Indiana Jones, It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we try not to get sentimental about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade 1 minute at a time. I'm the Admiral, Pete Bummert.
I am Tom Taylor.
I'm Gerald Christopher St. Neophytus Porter.
Neil, fight us?
No, actually there was a guy, St. Neophytus.
Oh,
He was a martyr. Yeah, Neophytus, like a neophyte.
Oh,
it was like a
that.
neophyte. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know which. Maybe a neophyte. I mean, he was martyred at the the tender age of 15. He was put to death in Nicea.
Oh, okay. Home of the Council.
Yeah, exactly. Home of the Council. So
Actually played a lot of role in the Crusades, too, that got conquered and reconquered.
Oh,
by
that's
the
right.
Crusaders.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought I'd use that as my new confirmation name. Yeah, it's Gerald Christopher Neophytus Porter.
Does Father David have to come in and sanctify it, or are you allowed to make these changes on your own?
Hey, listen, Peter, let's just get on with the minute, all right?
All right. I will not ask too many questions. Today we're talking about minute 60. Minute 60 begins with Henry lighting Indy's decreasingly lucky lighter, and it ends with Donovan saying he has Brody, and more importantly, he has the map. And all I want to say is, if Elsa can really suck, Henry can really blow. He's got some serious lung power that he's able to blow that flame from across the room.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think you'll enjoy this, Pete. Does Indy's dad purposely fling the good luck charm lighter? I mean, if you if you watch it, I know that sounds ridiculous. But if you watch it, the lighter gets thrown. And now I know he reaches back and he's going to burn the rope, and then he probably burns himself, right? By accident. He goes, ow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't drop it. He throws it.
Right.
And
We'll chalk that up to his hand spasming
I
from
guess.
being
Okay.
This is like Tom's eye twitching.
Yeah.
Is he just disgusted that, maybe he just wants to end it all? He's just disgusted that Indy just banged Elsa. Or is it, being a Jones, he just wanted to destroy the beautiful antiquity
That might be
in the room.
Yeah.
The tapestries and the...
Yeah. He must have assumed that this rug was so doused in years of spilt schnapps and stuff that it would just go up like that.
That's better than where I thought you were going with that.
Well, is there a certain sort of adding insult to injury that the Nazis tied up the Joneses in this room that's filled with knight's armor?
It's like an ironic end for him.
Yeah, exactly. As they die, or they're going to be looking at the knight that they never met.
Well, I'm sort of puzzled by Indy's. Henry says, I ought to tell you something. And Indy says, don't get sentimental now, Dad. Save it till we get out of here. And this seems like a really weird reaction from somebody who's been starved for attention his whole life.
And it's a big leap, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would leap to thinking that his dad was saying something sentimental. And you're right. Why would he shut that down like that?
I hate you too, Tom Taylor. You're corrupting me. You both have just completely destroyed
What'd I
me.
do? I was agreeing with you, wasn't I?
No, not that. But now I'm like, he just said this line. He just said, I had to tell you something so Indy could say this line.
Oh, so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't really, these lines don't seem to completely make sense. Indy would love to hear his dad get sentimental. And it is a weird leap that he would say, that's what
they wanted this sort of cute back and forth, and they kind of ignored... Yeah, the underlying emotion that they've built up since the beginning of the movie, and that they're going to play on later, pretty effectively. So they're kind of sacrificing that for this kind of silly, line.
Oh, because he's I have something to tell you. Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of set 'em up, knock 'em downs.
It's funny though because this whole movie plays kind of like a romantic comedy. Like this is sort of how the couple always interacts at the beginning, where they there are these misunderstandings and
Yeah.
they don't get
Yeah.
along, and then at the end they're going to fall in love, and this whole thing the whole movie's kind of like a romantic comedy.
Wow,
That's
Pete.
true. That's really good.
Whoa. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. It's that was so simple and good and sad. Indiana Jones. Oh, you mean the new romantic comedy?
Yeah.
Well, I was
Oh,
also
man.
wondering, like, because he says, "Don't get sentimental now, Dad." And is it possible that we've got an unreliable narrator in this movie? Like, is it possible that his dad has actually been a good dad? Because so far, we've seen him listen to him several times and do exactly what he's asking him to do. Is it possible that Indy was the one that's always been cold and distant? Because then when he says, "Don't get sentimental now, Dad," Henry kind of rolls his eyes, kind of like, "Oh, there he goes again."
Right.
Every time he thinks I'm going to show
Yeah.
him affection, he puts up this wall.
Well, I think that's Indy reaching. I think what they call in therapy, reaching. Like his dad had no intention of getting sentimental, and maybe Indy, maybe Indy knew that, but he's reaching. He's just out there going, "Come on, Dad, please be sentimental. Please be sentimental."
Yeah. But then he is.
Yeah.
But then even if he's reaching, he's shutting it down anyway.
Yeah, but he's not really shutting it down. He's not.
I wonder
really
if Henry
shutting
was
it
cold for like Indy's early years, and then like I don't know, in Indy's adult years, maybe he tried to get closer, but by then Indy was like,
Yeah.
no, you had your chance. I don't even know.
Yeah,
who you
yeah,
are.
you blew it, Dad.
Yeah.
Well, I
Maybe
think
that's
the
kinda
whole
what he's
point
playing
is
on
he's
now.
like, because he gets out his lucky charm, and he's like, I know, we're in a big fix here, and we're all in trouble, but I have something in my pocket to get us out of here. So you reach in there, you get the thing, and his dad goes, "Oh, okay, good, whatever," and he's Indy's
Sounds
sitting there
so
going,
dirty the way you're describing this, by the way.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
and he's kind of, I think he's. Because the question is, what is Indy expecting his dad to say here? Because he goes, "I've got something to tell you," and he's expecting him to say like, I thought those Nazis had us, and I thought here we are, all rope strapped up, and there's no way out, and son, you're really coming through here.
Yeah.
I know I was a little tough on you,
Yeah.
in those teen years. I'm sorry about that, but listen, you've turned out to be a wonderful man. Like, is that what he thinks he's gonna say?
Well, does that
guess.
mean Indy's kind of a martyr? Like he wants to be a martyr, and like that makes him feel better to feel miserable? Like he's kind of willing it?
Oh, maybe. It adds character. My dad doesn't love me. Man.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
anybody. I'm Indiana
Yeah.
Jones.
I like there's a great shot of the good luck charm, and it lands on the carpet, and it's split wide open, like with the
Yeah.
shamrock, the 4-leaf clover, right? Is just split in half with fire coming out of it. You're like, well, it's actually a great shot. You're like, so much for the good luck charm. Do lighters stay lit like that?
I was wondering that too.
I feel like this kind of lighter does. I think this kind of lighter
Does it?
Yeah.
would yeah, I think like a Bic lighter wouldn't, because you have to hold down that button to keep the gas going or something. But like this kind, it seems it's like a flint thing and a thing with a it's it's got like an actual like wick in it, doesn't it? And that's
Yeah.
what's burning, so I think that stays lit.
Why doesn't Indy's dad just tell Indy to help him move the chair over 2 inches?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's like, so you're like, okay, so he drops it, and you're kind of like, damn it, and you're like, okay, I better get to this. And he puts out his foot, and he tries to, scoop it, kick it, bring closer to him, and he fails, and then he tries to immediately blow it out.
Yeah.
So is he trying to blow it out so then he can go get it, I guess?
Yeah.
He's really not thinking. He's not thinking
Yeah.
too many steps ahead.
Yeah, he's not.
All he has to do is they have to move the chair maybe 2 inches. It might take a little bit of team effort with your son there,
Yeah.
but it's not that far.
You got to talk to him first. You got to share the plan with him. Bring him in on
Yeah.
your little predicament. Don't keep it to yourself, Henry. Your son's right
Would
there.
Indy have been able to get out of this? If Indy had dropped the lighter, would he have been able to figure out a solution? right
Oh,
away?
that's a great question because I know I've asked before, are there ever situations where Indiana Jones can only, is only alive because of someone else's help?
Oh, I came up with a good one, didn't I?
The kids in Salah's kids.
Well, that was yours, Pete. Mine's even
Yeah,
better,
that was,
though.
yeah. Yeah, what was that?
Marion's bar. The guy was about to shoot him, and he
Yeah.
had Indy dead to rights, and then Marion shot the guy in the back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
You're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Well, here's a question for you, Pete. Can you tell me why Indy's dad's breath is made of rocket fuel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah.
Or why Germans make their rugs with, nitroglycerin or something.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They show that lighter.
This is how we
and
make
it's
carpets in Germany.
it's like a... it's like a torch.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because we see when we were in the room that they were keeping Henry imprisoned in, there was a little carafe of clear liquid and a couple of glasses that looked like they'd been being drunk out of. Is it possible that Henry's got a little bit of an alcohol problem, and maybe that's causing his breath to be especially volatile?
It's possible.
Sure. Yeah. I like these blowing it.
Yeah.
Causes this inferno.
Just been drinking lighter fluid.
And I feel like I've been beating up on you guys a lot this week, and I really want to beat up on you guys again right here, but I won't. So
Why?
I will
What do you
just
mean?
say,
What? We can take it.
the music here is absolutely gorgeous. This is what I think. This is one of my top 5 favorite John Williams pieces.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
This is we begin the scherzo for motorcycle and orchestra. Absolutely spectacular piece. and
Really?
it sort of kicks in right here.
I've been paying attention to the music since we started this, and I complained and I said I didn't recognize any of it and I don't remember any of it and I didn't care. And that John Williams was spinning his wheels. I'm a jerk and I hate everything and life is pain.
Hate
and
fun.
whatever. Yeah, I hate fun. I hate kids. But no, I have been paying attention, and no, you're right. This is I don't know the names of any of the tracks or anything, but it's a nice plucky little nice thing.
It's good.
I'm not as familiar
actually-
with it. I haven't embraced it as much, but it's good.
I think this led directly, and I think someone mentioned this on the Listeners Crusade too. I feel like this piece led directly to the March of the Resistance in The Force Awakens, when the
interesting.
X-Wings come flying in over the water.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Huh.
I actually have this written down as conflagration frivolity.
Yeah,
That's yeah, like when the fire moves up the tapestries in the wall, he says the chair. And yeah, it's kind of it's like this. It almost dances and is playful the way fire does. Fire dances around and kind of jumps from object to object, especially if you're an alcoholic is blowing on blowing on the flames, the tinders there. Yeah, I do want to bring some of our own levity down and see if I can. I don't know what's going on here, but if you guys can look at second 21 to maybe like 27.
Okay.
Is that Harrison Ford in the chair?
Oh no. Wait, hang on. I'm not saying no. I'm saying oh jeez.
I know. I'm not saying it isn't. I don't know.
Oh, when they kind of turn for... It is weird that he's got his...
He does look like the guy in Temple of
my
Doom. He looks
gosh.
like the guy.
Yeah, with is that Harrison Ford in the chair? And then keep watching, and it switches back, and you're like, "There's Harrison Ford," but it's a total cut. It's like, dink.
Oh, you know what though? I think it is him. I think it is him because
Okay.
the way it's framed, it looks like they're hiding the fact that it's not him. But then,
Yes.
but then you're on the camera moves over to Henry, and then it cuts over to Harrison Ford, and then it cuts back to the same shot, and it's clearly Harrison Ford because he's like turning around and looking at Henry. And stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I think it is him. But you had me scared there, and I don't like it.
What's he thinking about? Is Henry's kind of going through this little dance with the fire, and Indy's just sitting there, kind of looking straight ahead, kind of like my cats when they're just kind of zoning out, and just
Yeah, he
staring
is
into
the
space.
elo- yeah,
like what's
it's
true.
He's not doing anything. It's a weird. Like what's he thinking about, or what's he? God, I wish I had not told my dad not to be sentimental.
Yeah.
Like what's he doing? He's just kind of.
Yeah, he should be saying. He could be saying like, hey, do you got it yet? Did you get my letter? He's about to come out with it. He's like, I'm going to tell him how I hated him, but thank you so much. Pete, what does Indiana say here? Does he go move? What does he say?
Yeah, he says, all right, move, rock your chair, do what I do. It sounds like a day. It sounds like a 60s dance.
That's that Chubby Checker.
Yeah.
That Chubby Checker B-side.
Yeah.
What is this? All right. Move. Rock your chair like I do. That's totally. Oh, my God.
I hope they're singing this song in the 50s diner in Crystal Skull.
Me too.
Move your rocket chair. Damn. I love that the scene cuts and segues right into Elsa. Mm-hmm. She's out in the limo, right, with a very nice and neat and controlled lighting of a cigarette.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, with a new lighter that I wonder where she got.
It's got a purple horseshoe.
Oh, wow.
Some blue diamonds.
Yeah, do you steal up? Like, does she steal Donovan's or Vogel's?
Oh.
Like, do you?
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good question. Steal up. I like that.
She's going to steal Hitler's lighter in Berlin.
Oh yeah, maybe this is Hitler's lighter.
I love the two scenes kind of put together. You got this like chaotic, classic, crazy making Jones mischief, and then you have you have Elsa sitting there and everything all in control, perfect. She lost her lighter, right? Doesn't matter. She's got another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
calmly, coolly, very, very collected. And I identify with the crazy ass Jones mischief. I mean, that's where I live.
Yeah. Well, then you get the next car pulls up, and Vogel holds the door open for Donovan, and then you get this lieutenant who approaches and says in German, "Something important, sir." Like he addresses him like he's a higher officer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I wonder is Donovan actually a German officer, and is he German? Well, he's not German because in the next minute, or in a couple minutes, his German will be atrocious when he speaks it. But he apparently understands it. So I wonder if he's like an honorary kind of like a Hamstingel kind of guy. Like he's an honorary member. Yeah. But he does seem to understand German. So I wonder, did he grow up in Germany or did he have a German dad or something?
Does the valet guy does he tap Donovan on his tie knot? It's really weird. I know it looks like he's calling the vehicle forward, but when he does it, it actually it goes right over Donovan's his tie knot, and it actually makes a noise. It goes.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yeah, it's almost like he smacks him in the tie neck.
You stay right there.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, and I wondered, is it some sort of Nazi valet protocol? He's like, "You're up."
Yeah.
He kind of like backhands his like his breastbone.
Yeah. Why does Elsa drive by herself? She's in her own car and
she's going to Berlin.
Oh, that's right. She's going to Berlin
places.
and they're going.
Yeah.
So Donovan's going to Eskendron. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's weird that Vogel like calls the car for him like a valet. Like this makes me think Donovan is in charge.
Okay, wait a minute. Is that Vogel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was, and then I was like, no, it's not. Why would he do?
He's too tall.
At first, I thought it was Vogel. So Vogel calls the car.
Yeah, like he's like a valet, which leads me to believe
Yeah.
that Donovan is actually the guy in charge of everything.
That is really strange.
Because it would have been really weird to have a foreign civilian be in charge of an SS officer.
It probably helps that he's, a rich American tycoon.
Yeah.
And,
maybe that's just a sign of respect. He's
on loan or something.
Yeah.
The telegram. Mm-hmm. The telegram says, well, we have Marcus Brody, and more importantly, we have the map. I mean, that's what I feel like Donovan's reading it verbatim.
Yeah, even holds his glasses up. Yeah.
Yeah, the telegram says, well, we have Marcus Brody, and more importantly, we have the map.
Yeah, they just cut out his part of the script right there and handed it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it reads. He's just reading it off the page.
Yeah.
It is weird to see a telegram without a "this just in," though.
That is weird. Yeah. The guy should say in German, "This just in, sir."
Yeah, coming in over the wire.
Well, I guess he says something important.
Hold that car. There's something important coming in. I got something for you.
Well, hey, speaking of,
Oh,
I have something important.
What do you mean?
This just in.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll read it verbatim. From Professor Christy Porter. Name Colonel Klink's secretary.
I actually have no idea.
I don't either.
Pete?
No, I never watched that show.
I didn't see enough Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, I was more of a Gilligan's Island guy.
Yeah, me too.
But they're the same show.
Well, yeah,
That's why I only watched one of them, I guess.
yeah. Plant your flag. You make your choices. There's no Ginger or Marianne on Hogan's Heroes. I'll tell you that right now.
Cynthia Lynn, who played Colonel Klink's secretary, Fräulein Helga. There you go.
Of course, it was Fräulein.
Fräulein Helga on Hogan's Heroes.
Well, that was nice.
That was nice.
There you go.
Well, I said at the beginning of the week that I wasn't going to plug anything this week, but I've changed my mind a little bit. I feel like I've been pretty hard on both of you guys. And what I want to plug right now is just to say, I love you both. You're fantastic guys.
Aw, don't get sentimental, Pete. We're on fire.
Yeah, it's
It's a time and a place.
this isn't time to get sentimental, Pete.
I love you too, Pete. You big love.
Oh, yeah, I love you too, Pete.
And we love all of you listeners, and we're very thankful you're listening to our show. And if you would like to listen to more, you can come back here Monday for minute 61 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
The floor's on fire.
Yeah. See how long you're going to
Tell you.
I just want to see what your parents in the other room are thinking right
I
now.
want to.
What's he doing in there?
No, you know what I want to do? I want to go, move like me. Move like me.
Do as I do.
Move your chair
Move the
like
chair.
me. Do it like I do. Do it like I do. My God. Hey, everybody.